It is a staple here in Williams on Route 66, but almost went away, and if it wasn't for this gentleman and his team to bring Rod's Steakhouse back to life, I know a lot of people are excited about it, but let's do a little history about this place.
It has been here since the heyday of Williams. First opened in 1946 by Rod Graves, a local businessman. Thought the town needed a nicer steakhouse, and apparently it worked out because this place has been around for 79 years now. I just got a call this morning, randomly. I answered the phone in the office, and this gentleman was like, "Oh, so you're open again?" And I said, "Well, absolutely." And he was telling me how he ate here 50 years ago, traveling Route 66 with his family when he was just a young kid. And he still remembers, exactly what he ate, and he was telling me how he managed to finish the entire T-bone steak and a piece of homemade apple pie.
There's one signature thing that is definitely in the kitchen still to this day, and that is where the meat is cooked. And so what's really neat too, before we talk about that, let's talk about where you get the meat from to put on that big grill.
So we've been partnering up with some local ranchers in Arizona, down in Prescott, K4 Ranches, Copper State Beef Program. The quality of the steaks are just top-notch, best you can get around.
Because people thought Rod actually had a cattle ranch that all the meat came from, but that's not true. He had a buffalo ranch because he would bring his mascots through the restaurant here, kind of neat. But yeah, he never actually had a cattle ranch, right?
Well, he did raise the cattle. He had the Hereford cattle, but he raised breeder bulls. He might have had some others, but he would sell off his cattle to the market and then turn around and buy it, probably for the processing reasons and then the grading purposes.
Let's talk about that signature piece in the kitchen that you guys are very proud of, and that is...
Yeah. It's the broiler. It's an old Montauk broiler, and they still actually make these units. They're high-end broilers, and I can't imagine what he paid for it back in the day, but it's 80 years old, and it's signed by Rod himself, and it's a very special piece, and it cooks these steaks at 1,000 degrees and gives it that perfect sear, and you get the nice cool inside temperature. No point of pulling it out if it still works.
I like it. Yeah. Okay, we're in the restaurant area, but there's another part of this place that has some history that we're going to go check out right now. This is, I can say, probably a really cool part of the restaurant. This was built when?
They added this on in the 50s, probably 10 years after the original dining room was built. Need a little extra space and a nice, we call it our speakeasy. As you can see, we got the low ceilings in the small room, but it's a very quaint, cool, comfortable place to have a cocktail.
It is, and you guys have some signature cocktails that you love. You've got a couple here for us right now. What's this one here?
This one's a Cactus Fire. My wife actually came up with this one. It's a jalapeno-infused pineapple margarita.
Ooh.
And with a little of the tahini on the rim there to give it that extra southwestern flair.
I like it. And then over here, for those guys that want to step back in time and
want some good bourbon, we got the Branding Iron. It's bullet bourbon. Our take on the old-fashioned.
Yeah.
Classic cocktail.
Everybody gets to enjoy.
Wrong with that steak, and steak and bourbon goes hand in hand.
And you have a great mixologist here who's amazing with all these drinks. And what's he making right now for us?
Right now he's making the Desert Blossom, which is kind of our take on the Cosmopolitan. It's another one for the ladies to have, or an after-dinner drink. Quite refreshing, and top-shelf American vodkas in there.
I'll tell you, this is so great that you have pretty much kept the original Rod Steakhouse. Also, just the history of this place is so important to Williams, Arizona. You have a bunch of different concepts up and down Route 66. You tell people to stop in, but for this one here, do they need reservations?
I would highly recommend doing reservations, and you can find those on our website, rodsteakhouse.com. There's a link, super easy. Just click on and put in your info, and you can let us know if you're celebrating an anniversary, a birthday, or whatever reason you want to come in, and we'll be all set, ready for you when you get here.
I like it. Yeah. It's history right here on Route 66, and it's kept alive thanks to this guy and his team, Rod Steakhouse. You got to come check it out.
The preceding portion of the Arizona Daily Mix was sponsored by Kennelly Family Concepts.